Welcome to the first episode of Polite Talks.
I bet you never noticed I could tell you what I wanted.
And we happen to have the most beautiful and first guest, Kason, Mr. Stevens, happen to invite us over to the Kin, right?
Yeah.
Kin headquarters, correct?
Yep.
I got that right?
We're in there.
Dang, dude, this is kind of sick. We're here.
Let's go.
Honestly, I have like zero expectations for this pod. I know we happen to be in door to door and everything, but to be honest, we're just gonna flow, bro. This camera doesn't exist.
That's what I'm about, dude.
We're just gonna just rip it, man.
Let's get it. Yeah.
So how did we met off Instagram, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of wild because we kind of got to see each other's like growth through just Instagram, like blowing up and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what's been your experience with your journey of blowing up?
My experience?
Yeah. Like being a figure in door to door, which is wild because I'm sure that you have times when like people see you like, oh my God, you're Mr. Stevens, like what's good?
Dude, it's crazy. Like, actually yesterday, whenever I come to Utah, I get recognized because everyone does door to door here. But it's been wild. I was at Loyally yesterday. It's like a cold plunge sauna place, and somebody stopped me and they were like, yo, you're Kason Stevens. I'm like, what the? It's like the first time somebody's actually like ever recognized me and like said my name. Usually it's like you're the guy that knocks with his mom, or you're the guy that It was cool to have like him recognize me, and it's been wild. It's crazy how people treat you differently when you have a following. Yeah,
for sure. Have you feel like you've been able to help you like with your like personal life, like outside of like work or what?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's helped me network. Just like, you know, it's so dumb. I was talking to somebody about this earlier today, but just how having a big number next to your name and a little blue check mark just changes how people treat you. It's been easier to network because I can reach out to people and I'll stand out because I have followers and a blue check mark, and so I've had, you know, other people reach out to me too. So it's been good for networking.
For sure.
And just like leverage.
I think I need to get the blue check mark, man.
Dude, pay for it. I gotta get it.
I have it on Twitter, but I think I gotta get on IG. But you know, it's wild because I've been able to see how much it's been able to change my life overall. I mean, like, we just so happen to be in the door-to-door space. For me, like, this is just a thing that I'm currently doing, but it's just like the power of having social media, like a personal brand. And not only does it obviously like help you with like your personal life for standing out, but obviously like for recruits as well. But like, here's like the question that everybody wants to know, because this is something that I myself, before I was able to crack the code, that I wanted to know. And I would love to challenge you to be able to like talk about it to where like a 6-year-old will be able to understand it. Like, what was like the leap of faith that you took to where it like clicked? Like, what was that post or like that epiphany or that little like thesis in your head that like you had like this download that you were like, oh my God, like I know how to like do this? Because you have like a lot of people that like post content and they don't know what they're doing. Because a lot of people tell them like post content, but like realistically like that doesn't work. At least from what I've seen. I see like when people are like posting like quality, when they're posting stuff like it has a lot of intention, those are the things that do numbers. Those are the things that stand out. Like, what was like the thing for you?
It's tough because it's something that happened over time. Like, I've posted on social media since I was like in 5th grade. Like YouTube videos, whatever. So I've always been throwing stuff out there. But what clicked and like what I realized when I started blowing up is just the value that you bring. Like, every video has to have value, and how important it is to actually learn about like the structure of a video and the format. Because as you post, you'll start recognizing things time over time, like, oh, this works, this doesn't work, this works, this doesn't work. But like actually taking courses, if you want to take it seriously, which if you're posting on social media, take it seriously. Don't just post a post just to like, obviously it's good if you don't know what you're doing just to throw videos up. But I think the biggest thing for me was actually taking a course and like learning what a hook is, what different video formats are, how long the videos need to be, what Instagram actually pushes out and what it doesn't push out. And then time over time, and then something clicks and something does good, and you're like, oh, sick, that works. I'm just going to do that 100 times.
For sure.
Like, I was posting for a year and a half, knocked with my mom, blew up, so I'm like, I'm going to do that a ton, and it worked. But that doesn't happen if you're not like intentional. So to explain it to a 6-year-old, I just say be obsessed with learning about how social media works, and then volume's also big.
Yeah, and I know that's annoying to hear, because in everybody's stance that's even watching this, that wants to get into this, like this thing where like, I just want it to happen. How can I make this thing work? How can I just be the next big thing? But in reality, it truly is a blueprint. Like, you're just going to keep throwing shit at the wall, hoping to God it sticks. That may work. that may work. Like, for an example, let's say like Mr. Stevens over here was just like throwing stuff at the wall, hoping to God something sticks, and then like the video that he did like with his mom starting to blow up. Like, that's good. But I'm just saying, like, for people that are watching to actually want to get into it immediately, it's truly like being able to like learn. And I think obviously like investing money, because I take that you probably did like buy a course or something like that, maybe. Yeah, like doing stuff like that just shows like within your own body, like within your freaking gut, it tells you like, we need to do this. I have money I have skin in the game right now. And there's no going out unless I learn this exact thing.
Dude, and along those lines, there's people out there that have done it and know exactly what they're doing, and you're just making it so much harder on yourself by like not humbling yourself to ask another person or to like look for advice or to buy a course. It's like somebody trying to build a building by themselves. Just like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put a bunch of wooden plates together, volume, right? Just like all these nails and all these planks, and it turns out just like the shittiest building. And when in reality, you could have either gone out and hired somebody or asked somebody that went to school for it or has already spent that time to give you the most important things to help you build the house. But you're like, it's like going back and starting life as a caveman in like these days. Like, there's people that have done it.
100%.
It's so much easier if you just ask somebody or you like look for that knowledge in somebody that's already done it.
Yeah, and we're in a place right now where you can literally select the people you want to work with. Now, here's the thing. With courses and shit, we obviously know that it happens to have a bad rep. The reason for that is because it goes the same way like when you go on a date with a girl. You have to be able to good at shit testing and be able to funnel out who's legit and who's not. And that is the problem that people are having today. It's like you have like this cool guy, you've been following for a minute, whatever, and then like you find yourself being like, okay, I want to go with this, but you didn't know that he has the intention of fucking you over and just taking your money.
Yes.
Right?
And sorry to cut you off.
No, for sure.
But when you're shit testing people, don't buy a course from somebody who doesn't have followers, because that's kind of a given. And make sure you watch their content, because people can buy followers and people can just get followers from saying that they make a lot of money from like courses. But there's this one girl named Ava, I can't remember her last name. You've probably seen her content. She's viral everywhere. But she gives good value and advice on her social media about how to grow. And it's like, okay, that's somebody that I want to work with. Don't just buy the first course that you see.
Yeah, for sure. And here's the thing also, because we're going to talk about social media real quick. There are some things that you can go learn on your own. Like, I'm telling you, like, YouTube happens to be like one of the greatest people one of the greatest places where you can go and learn something. Go and learn the basics. And if you feel like you need a little shove, go find somebody that'll be able to help you out. Because here's the thing. You're going to find some people that are going to help you with making content, but in reality, they have like 200 people that they happen to have, since they happen to be viral and they happen to have a great, reputable name. And next thing you know, they're sending you ChatGPT scripts and all this different shit. When in reality, you can go do this yourself. You happen to have tools to be able to save money, and if you really, really wanted to, because that's another thing. It's like a lot of people want to go viral. They want to be this thing, but for what, right? Like, for example, when I was acting, dude, I would meet so many people like, yeah, I want to act. Yeah, I want to do this. And I will see them and I would see them because I was in Michigan at the time. Like, I would be able to be very familiar with the locals. And I saw a repetitive pattern of people to where, like, it was this thing where, like, I kind of felt it in their spirit that they weren't doing it because they had the love for acting, the love for reading playwrights, for the love of musical theater, for theater, straight plays, being actually on set, even though it's one of the most draining experiences that you can ever have. But if you actually truly have the love for it, you will last. So that's another thing, right? It's like, if you don't really have that in your spirit, I really think that you should probably try to do something else, like straight up. It's not for everybody. There's definitely a level of importance behind it. There's definitely levels of how far you can go. And you have to be able to like be real with yourself of what you're trying to obtain. What am I trying to do? Do I even want to have 100,000 followers? Like, just for an example, bro, I don't even have that many followers. You've been able to surpass me, which is sick. Give me a little thumbs up for that. But like, dude, there's some shit that comes along with it that's low-key annoying. Like, I remember one time I was walking downtown, and some dude just came up to me and he was like, yo, oh my God, Mr. Polite. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then he was like, yo, dude, Nor, bro. And then he's like, man, dabbed me up, and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe it's actually you. And I was like, oh, sick, this is dope. Like, this is a great experience. I'm super grateful for this. And he goes like, yo, dude, aren't you like dating that one girl? Like, isn't your girl like Polynesian? I was like, no, like, I mean, yeah. I was like, okay? Like, to me, like, that was weird, right? Like, people knowing way too much shit about me. And I know, like, I post this stuff, but, like, stuff like that, like, to me, like, I don't really, I'm like an extrovert, but an introvert at the same time. That's something I don't really like too much about, like, people just knowing stuff. Like, it's weird, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And what I'm basically saying is, like, I don't think I want to go and be, like, an A-list influencer. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just being able to identify, like, what are the things you're trying to do? What do I want? And this is what comes into the play of, like, you going and trying things and being real with yourself and being in the dark by yourself to figure out what you want to do. And truly, like, that's really how you don't put yourself in a place that you don't want to be.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. You have to learn to love it, because a lot of people try it and they're like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, it's something that you have to learn. You have to intentionally put time. By doing that and figure out why you want to do it, you'll start to enjoy it more. You'll, like, it won't get to a point where it's like super shallow and you just want the followers, the likes. Like, if you know why you're doing it and you learn to love actually creating videos and posting, which I believe is a developed thing to, like, love it. Like, you can learn to love anything, I believe. So if you learn to love creating videos, posting videos, editing videos, the entire thing, learning about editing videos, and you know exactly why you're learning those skills, it becomes so much fun. Like, I love posting content.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I love posting content too. And here's another thing too, is like, I stopped posting content for like 2 months and a half because I was dealing with some other stuff, and I just didn't want to post. I like to post when I want to post. And I think that's like one of the greatest things, like when people come and talk to me, they're like, yo, bro, like, first of all, they always like come up to me and say polite, which is like that's like the thing that I wanted to happen, which is awesome. It's like, yeah, you can know my name, but the main thing that I want to know, like have people know, is like polite. Like, you got Cole Bennett, for an example, Lyrical Lemonade. You got like, who else? Like, we know like Full Send is a big thing. And then you know there's Kyle and all those other people that are involved.
Yeah.
Biggest thing. But the biggest thing that people will always say with the follow-up was saying right after that, they'll be like, yo, bro, I love how authentic you are. Like, I like how real you are, and you say real shit. That is like my thing. Because at the end of the day, bro, like the last thing that I want from anybody coming and see me is like, oh, bro, can you do that dance? Yo, bro, can you say that one thing? Like, you will get that for sure. Like, I have people definitely come up to me being like, yo, bro, I love, like, your funny content. They'll give me respect for that. Some people be like, yo, bro, can I come inside real quick? Like, that's, like, funny sometimes, but, like, the cool thing for me is, like, that's not the main thing. It's not at all.
Yeah.
It's more of, like, the authentic, polite, et cetera, et cetera. And again, I think that's like something that a lot of people need to identify as well. It's like, am I doing this because I want likes and I want to just put my face out there? Because sometimes when you do that, you'll just end up being like a meme, or just looking stupid.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like what's cool as well, like for you as well, bro, like you obviously delved into like the funny stuff, which is great. But I know for a fact that when people come and see you, like it's like this cool human connection. Because your content's not only just this funny shit, it's also like where you're giving out good wisdom. Like I saw in your story, you were talking about God. Like that was awesome, right? It's like the spread of a lot of things. And that's another thing about personal brand. You never, ever, ever want to niche yourself. Never. Because the last thing that I want to do, I love door-to-door. We're going to talk about all the fuckload of money that we've made, which is amazing. We're going to spread the truth onto you guys so you guys can go stop being a 9-to-5. Stop like living by the Constitution we want. Exactly, dude. But yeah, dude, like I think that's the best thing is not to be able to like be like this one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and when you're talking about being authentic and being yourself, it also obviously comes from having your why and like knowing why you're doing it. But people talk to me and they're like, dude, you're exactly how I thought you'd be in person. It's because I'm able to be authentic. But I feel like I'm able to be authentic because I don't give a crap. And I feel like it's the same thing for you. You just don't care what other people think. No. Like, I could give an F if anybody, like, says that video is cringy or you look retarded in that video. I'm completely fine with that because a frame that's really helped me with this is if you think about, like, everybody's like, oh, but what did this person think of me? Okay, let's say Jilly from high school thinks you're an idiot now and thinks that you look so stupid. What actual effect does that have on your life? Does it make you more money? Does it make you less money? Does it hurt your family? Does it help your family? No, absolutely nothing. It's a net zero effect. You might feel a little dumb for 15 seconds, but it really has zero effect on you achieving your dreams and making an impact in the world. So why the hell would it matter? The only people I'm taking advice for or care like who I am or what I look like is my family and my mentors. People that are in a position that I want to be in. And nobody at the top is ever going to look down on you and like demote you and put you down. So like realistically, stop caring what people think. And it will allow you to be so authentic on social media. And people crave authenticity these days. If you're authentic, you will blow up, you will get what you want, and it'll be so easy. Because people like people that are real, because it's just so rare.
And don't underestimate, like, when a person has 10,000, 20,000 followers. Like, bro, like, those people, when they're landing numbers and stuff, like, those people have a good, solid following, bro. Mm-hmm. But I want to steer the conversation, not over to money. We're going to get onto all that, because that's literally what we do. But, like, I want to steer more into, like, the mentorship and the courses and the money you've invested. Like, what's the most money that you've ever invested into yourself to where like it moved something and you were like, holy shit, like I'm doing this is crazy? Like
around social media or just
like
myself?
In general?
I spent 10 grand that was actually financed because it was at the beginning of my door-to-door career.
Wow.
To go spend a couple nights at Devin Levesque's farm up in New Jersey.
Wow.
My brother was doing it. He's like, bro, you got to come. And so I financed it for like 12 months.
Wow.
And that was my first time investing in myself and like valuing experiences and like networking, and that absolutely changed my life and my perspective. I met these people in every avenues of business. Like there's this guy with a salt company, an AI sports betting company, this guy doing like supplements. Like I learned there's business in everything, and I got to meet the coolest people and hear the coolest stories. And so I believe that cemented the belief that investing in yourself is the most important thing you can do, because like you are the asset.
Right.
And
100%.
Yeah.
No. Like straight up, like I think a lot of people happen to have like this scarcity mindset comes down to it. Like, and again, I can resonate 100% with it. I remember I invested my first. Well, here's the thing. I've invested in a different type of way. I don't know. You know my story. Like I spent $30,000. Like I took a credit card and I just kept swiping on multiple shit.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go spend $30,000. I had like a credit line from Chase. I'm sorry, Chase, but again, everything's paid back now, and my credit is all the way up.
Yep.
But I remember like I was like, dude, I was working at the dealership, I was super depressed, and I was like, bro, I hate my life. I genuinely hate my life, and I felt like I had the golden cuffs because it would give me a draw at the end of the month. It would give me like $1,500, and it was getting me by, and I was selling cars, but I was like just trying to get the hell out of that dealership. And I remember I was following some dude on Twitter. His name is Brute de Force. I would recommend a lot of people to go check him out. You as well. But I remember he had like this course. It was $4,000, and this was after I spent like $10,000 going to Mykonos, Greece, and like spending a whole month there going stupid. And before even all this investing, my mindset was like, I'm gonna go spend this money to go show myself what my life would look like for when I win. And what is $30,000 to a millionaire, to a person that makes multiple six figures, right? That's nothing. You can pay that back. And I'm in a position right now where I can't. But the thing is I'm trying to become this new evolved version to where I can not think twice about 30 G's. You see what I'm saying? Spend that money, went to Mykonos, had a good time, came back. Brute de Force had this thing up, and it was like this 4-week experience where we hop on these Discords or whatever. And I remember hopping on the phone with him. He called me, and I was like, oh my God, this is Brew. He's like, what's up, dude? Are we doing this or what? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I don't have any money. He's like, you have a credit card? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm going to send you Zelle, just wire it over. And then I did it, and I felt so, like, uncomfortable. And I remember doing it, and I was like, I'm so balls deep. I remember I was, like, 15 grand. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go all in. And I remember that got me into door-to-door and all that good jazz. But, like, the thing that did to my spirit was that it put such a fire underneath my ass to where I was like, I am either going to be homeless on the street because there's no way I am about to tell my family to come and help me out.
Yeah.
Or I am about to make this work out somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know if have you watched The Martyr Supreme? You have, right?
Yeah.
You watched The Martyr Supreme? Bro, the whole concept of that movie is literally just like, when, as a human being, you want to get shit done, you literally, like, there's just human beings all over planet Earth. And if you just demand for shit to happen, shit will fucking happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if I'm at a coffee stop and I see like that my drink came bad, some people be like, no, it's all good. It's okay. No, this is actually a lesson right here. This is a skill issue. No, can you please fix my drink? I want it for how it is. This is not being a dick or anything. No. It's like when you get an opportunity and something comes alongside and maybe you don't like it a certain way, you show up and you get that shit done. And I think that was like the biggest thing like for me when I did make that investment, when I did throughout like the experiences after of doing that, what's like being top rookie, being something like monetizing like my experience of being this top figure within the industry of like door-to-door sales. Yeah. And it like manifested into something even greater and bigger. Yeah. That when times when like even I became broke during that period, during whatever experience I had, like it was like this thing was like not accepting my fate of what could possibly happen, which is being broke, being this disappointment in my heart. No, I'm going to go and take it and bring it to me and make it mine. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. And it's like that it activates that problem-solving part of your mind because you have to make it work. Like, a lot of people wait for times in their life where they're their back's put up against the wall, but you don't realize you can actually manufacture that. Like go and spending 30 G's and now you have to figure out a way to turn it out. And even with me, I could have just said, oh, I don't have $10,000. Like, I can't do that. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to finance it. And even the monthly payment was a little bit much for me at that point too, because I just barely started. And I was getting kind of freaking clobbered in Florida. But you just figure out, you make it happen. Yeah. Especially when you're $30,000 in debt, like, you have to figure it out. Yeah. Like, that's just your identity at that point.
And think about it too. Like, you are what this is like you're aligning with your future self. Mm-hmm. Your future self will not think twice about that. So I'm in a position where I don't have the money, but I'm thinking as if I have the money. And I'm going out there and I'm aligning with that future version of myself, where maybe the future version of myself doesn't think twice about making that thing. But I'm just pushing myself out of like this cocoon to be like this butterfly, where I'm just shoving out of my current self and then dealing with the consequences after that, which obviously equate to the future version of myself. Yeah. Which is like super baffling, bro. Like, I know so many people like, bro, like I meet on a daily basis where you can kind of tell in their spirit that they're not living by themselves. They're not living for them. Yeah. It's like this care for other people. And it's like, we're all going to die one day, straight up. Yeah. And the thing that's crazy is like we take advice from all these different people, and you might get good advice, you might get bad advice. But the thing is, there's like the person that's going to be laying down on that freaking bed and putting his head on that pillow, that's going to be sleeping alone with his own dreams and his own waking up experience to go use whatever. It's just you. It's just you. It's not your friends. It's not mama and dad. It's just you. And that is like by far maybe the most scariest thing or the most exciting thing that can be for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah. But anyways, that was crazy. That was great. It was a good one. So I want to steer it over to like, you know, like making the investments, and obviously like the stuff that you've done obviously have gotten you to a point. And I believe obviously being able to get followers, being able to get people that love you, obviously being able to get recruits off that. But speaking about the money though, like how is like your experience now with doing door to door and the money that you've gotten? Like how has that changed your life? Dude,
it's opened my eyes to realize that money's really not that hard to make. Like, there's people just believe that because it's stressful, and then they create that whole frame in their mind. But it made me realize money's not that hard to make, and that it can open so many doors and like opportunities. A lot of people are like, you're greedy, like you just want a ton of money, and like you're selfish. When they think about making a ton of money, that's what they think. And they almost feel selfish by doing that. And so they like limit themselves. And so the people that I've surrounded have helped me with this, but just taught me that like being selfish, wanting that money, it's not greedy because it all comes in the way you use it, but actually helping other people. And like the more selfish you are about your own growth and the quicker that you can do it, you can help out so many other people. So in a sense, it's like being selfish with that money and being like, no, I'm going to spend this time, I'm going to sacrifice these things to make this money. Yes, it's selfish in the moment, but if you told somebody, hey, I can't hang out tonight, but 5 years down the road, I'm going to give you like 10 grand. It's like, okay, that's sick. Like, go do your thing. like you're going to be able to help out my family in the future or help out your own family. So I learned that like wanting money and like sacrificing for money isn't selfish as long as you have like the right intent in mind.
You've been getting like good stress off of like the money you've been making, huh?
Yeah.
How does it feel like to have like obviously there was a point where you're like tripping about money, but like now you probably have some good cash in the bank, eh? That's fire. And then how does that feel, like knowing that you can just go out and make multiple six figures within the duration that you're knocking? Like, how does that make you feel?
Bro, it blows my mind. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm cheating at life because I'm like, it doesn't, like, it's cool because obviously I've spent a lot of time working on the skill set and learning about solar and everything, but it still just doesn't even feel real. Like, it seems way too easy. Obviously, it's taken hard work, but at this point, like, all of that hard work is built up to just, like, going knocking, selling a couple deals, and I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I've been blessed with, and like Austin and Blake actually like building up this company to help me go out and sell and just giving me a platform. But yeah, it's absolutely just bonkers.
Yeah, dude, I think the biggest thing is like, obviously it's super cool. Like, I'm living in like this cool house, like all my debt's off, and it's only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? But I think the biggest realization that I've had is that money's not all that. And I think like within this industry and like social media, it's all like this flashy shit. Get the GTR, go out there and do day trading, and then go to Miami and then buy a freaking property in Puerto Rico. Like, I think like that's dope. But I kind of realize is like money is not all that. And I'm kind of grateful that I've been able to figure that very soon into my career, because I feel like I'm very early in the career of like door to door, or like even like making money and investing and all this stuff. But I've kind of realized like that shit doesn't even fucking matter, bro.
No.
Like, it really doesn't. I'm not trying to be like a downer or anything like that, but it's like, it's not going to make you happy. It generally is not going to make you happy. It's not going to make you like not depressed or not sad, or it's like if you're sad, you're gonna feel sad. If you feel bad, you feel bad. It's not gonna be like, it's not gonna solve all your problems.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was like every individual, every young man, which is all that polite is about. And we'll go further into like what that means. And I want to kind of I want to even tell you why I think that you're polite. And I want to obviously like hear it out from you, why you think that yourself is polite.
Okay.
But I think like one of the most important things for men today is that being able to make money, because the concept of making money is a very sensitive and a very intimate subject. When somebody asks you like, hey, how do you make money? That is a question that you cannot answer. You cannot answer. It's a very spiritual thing to do. You see what I'm saying? And like, it's kind of ironic that there's like these courses online where like, oh yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to make money, and I'm gonna teach you how to, like, bro, like, what? No, dude. And that's why everybody falls on their damn face, because that's not how it works. But it's like, making money, once you figure it out on your own, it's just something where you just literally have to put yourself into the fire and realize it. But it's just a tool. Making money is a tool, and you should just only just get better at making money, but shouldn't be like the end goal. It shouldn't be the end goal, because I think I've heard like your experience when we've talked like off air is like, yeah, you've been making cool money, and you obviously have like better goals. Like, obviously within this company, like you want to become like that right-hand man, be able to like elevate it up. It seems like it's like a big passion for you. Like, aside from like making money, aside from like this company, like what is like your main passion? Like, what is like the thing that you really love to do? Because at the end of the day, it's like, if you're making money, you're doing all this shit, it's like you're not doing the thing that your spirit aligns with.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you even doing?
Yeah.
Like, what is like the thing that you just like, that you can do with not even eating for a whole month, and you just find like that thing just driving you no matter what?
Yeah. I feel like that can also be manufactured into anything with the right identity and like that purpose and that drive. So I feel like right now, like this season of my life, it's definitely like, I love obsessing over the art of sales. Like, I see sales as an art and it's a game. And so like right now I freaking love selling and teaching people how to sell. The one thing that keeps me like sacrificing so much and doing sales is helping other people see that and the fulfillment within that. I love helping other people. Like, they come in and they've made no money in their entire life, and now they're making like a couple $100,000 a year. And that's you can't put a price tag on that. And I feel like obviously you can do that anywhere, but it's just like a really good vehicle here. So it's a very broad thing, but I just love helping people because it's so fulfilling. And I love selling because it's like a sport. It's a game, you know. You can win, you can lose, you can learn. It always keeps you on your toes. You're never complacent or comfortable because you always have to be selling. Especially solar, there's no residual.
Sure.
So that's what I love about solar. Like, it is a little bit harder because there's no residual, but it's that much better for me because it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me selling.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's dissect that a little bit, right? Because this will help a lot of people. Because a lot of people mention like, yeah, sales is not really for me, and there's some things that are not for me, or like, how do I figure out the thing is for me? And let's figure out like, because I did bring like the word like passion. Let's dissect like what you're saying. Like, why is it that you happen to be good at sales? Like, what everybody has like their nature, right?
Yeah.
Their nature where like when we go back into like the animal kingdom, right? A lion can't do what an elephant can do.
Yeah.
Right. A gazelle can't do what a lizard can do. Right. But the gazelle can do its job and its nature, like way better. Not even way better, but like the only person that can be a gazelle is a gazelle. The only person that can be a freaking lizard is a lizard. And we find people in today's world where they happen to be lizards trying to be a gazelle because they like the idea of that. But they only find when they double down on being a lizard that they happen to have the most results on earth.
Yeah.
So for you, you've happened to have a background where you've obviously wanted to be on Disney Channel, right?
Yeah.
You've had a background where you were posting content on YouTube. So it's like there's a performative aspect to you. There's a thing where you like to perform. There's a thing where you like to be like this thespian, like this theatrical person in a way. You know what I mean? And I feel like it does definitely bleed out into your sales experience. Like, what do you feel like is your nature? Like, I really want to test you right now. Like, what do you feel like is like the thing that Mr. Stevens is like meant to do, or not even like meant to do, but like the thing, like why does it make sense and it aligns with sales? Like, where does this come from?
I feel like my nature is very like out there, outgoing, and I am an extrovert in the way that like conversation gives me energy, and obviously knocking doors, you're just having conversations, and I'm very, my nature or what I've learned to become is very systematically, and like the way that I think is very linear, and like right, wrong answer, pull this lever, that happens, 2 + 2 = 4. So it's like so satisfying to see, like, you say this phrase in this tone with this body language, and you can visibly see their guard let down. Okay, I know exactly what to say next. Like, it's the most intricate game of chess, and that there is no like end all be all. You're the best. You know everything. So that's my nature, and that's how it like fulfills my nature and why I've loved sales, but also just it being a stepping stone for me to be, because I feel like I was put here to be a voice for God and like a vessel to change lives.
Yeah.
And right now, this is like the best vehicle or the best stepping stone in my journey of life to attain that leverage and that voice through this like season of my life.
I see.
So
that's beautiful, man, because I feel like for me, like, I remember when I was in high school, my senior year, and you obviously watched, we're in Utah, so you obviously watched High School Musical, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we obviously know that Zac Efron was the jock, and he was, like, the popular guy, and then he broke free his senior year, I think. I don't know when he did it, but he broke free sometime during his career in high school. And what did he do? He became a thespian, and he did the thing that aligned with him, right? Like basketball, he was good at it, but I don't know if he did it because he was trying to get some pussy or something. but like he broke free, right? He became like that dude that was dancing and doing this and that. But the thing is that I'm just trying to say, and we'll use Zac Efron as an example, but I'll draw it back to me. Like, I remember I broke free like Zac Efron my senior year. I was doing sports. I was like the cool guy, but I always make sure that I was friends with everybody. I was never a dick. Yeah. Never. And I remember when I did this thing, because I remember my junior year was when we started doing SAT or preparing for that. And I started to remember, like, dude, like, what the fuck am I going to do? My GPA is like 2.8, and I'm trying my ass off Stevens. I'm literally like doing AP classes, doing all this
Really?
stuff, and I'm trying my ass off, and I'm trying to put myself in all these like classes. So in my spirit, right, my nature is like I'm a go-getter. I'm a go do it, right? Like I try to do with soccer. I put my heart into it, but it's just my nature's not that. I try my hardest with school, but my nature's not that. And I literally remember like when AP exams would come at the end, and like I literally knew I was gonna fail.
Yeah.
So I would try to cheat. It didn't work.
Yeah.
And then I remember like when we had like the writing portion, I did this for every test. I put my hand on it and I would just draw my hand like this, and just turn it in.
Really?
Right? And I remember I was like, okay, cool. I remember going visiting because we lived in Michigan at the time. I would go visit my hometown out in Rockland. And I remember visiting my Uncle Fred, rest in peace, Fred, best and coolest man on earth. This guy was a dentist, very successful dude. He had a Cessna. It was super sick. He was a dope-ass guy. And I remember looking at him like, bro, like, I want to live like this guy. I want to be like this guy. He's a dentist. And I want to do that. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to be a dentist. I'm fine with that. And every time I talk to him, I'd be like, yo, dude, I want to be a dentist. He's like, nah, don't do it. It's going to hurt your lower back, man. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I don't give a shit. Like, I want to make the money. I want to live like you. I want to go to, like, work hella early and come back home early and, like, be super chilling, have beautiful kids and a beautiful dog and a beautiful house and a beautiful pool and beautiful cars and a beautiful plane and a beautiful hangar and all this stuff. And I remember, like, I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. So I started applying. And I remember there came a period where this school called Detroit Mercy came to play. It was a -- like dental school.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, I need to get into this. Because if I get into this school, I can go be like Fred. And the dean showed up. The dean showed up and he was like, dude, this is it. This is the thing. And if you don't have this GPA, you're cooked. If you don't have this freaking thing, you're fucked. And I'm like, I am fucked.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
There's no way.
So here comes senior year, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I applied, and I was working at Journeys at the time. I'm pretty sure you know what Journeys is, the shoe store. It was actually my first sales job.
Let's go.
And I got fired from there because I was only selling shoes, not socks, and no accessories.
Wow.
So they fired me. But anyways, I remember working there, and I was like, I need to get into this school. And when I was working there, guess who shows up? The dean of that school. The same dude that came to our school and told me that to my face that I was fucked and I'm not entering school.
Yeah.
Comes in and I'm like, and this goes by the Marty Supreme thing, like straight up like a Marty Supreme experience. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys need to go see it.
Watch it.
The guy comes in and I look him in his face and I'm like, yo, bro, like I need to get in your school. Like if I don't get in your school, like my life is ruined. And I don't know what I have to do, but I need to go to Detroit Mercy. My GPA is 2.8. I understand that. I know I'm about to take the SAT or whatever is going to come into play, but like, what do I need to do? He's like, look, dude, okay, if you really want to get into school, just go get like some letters of recommendations from your teachers and just do good in these classes or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. So I made that my mission for 6 months. So I'm doing this and I got all these letters of recommendation, did everything in my power, like from junior year before I joined theater, like Zac Efron. And whatever happened, stars aligned, I get a letter in the mail, I got accepted.
Let's go.
I was like, what the fuck? And I remember getting it, and I remember like every year, freshman year, sophomore year, junior, this girl would always come up to me, and she would be like, yo, when are you going to join theater? When are you going to join theater? I'm like, next year. Because I always show up, I always go by myself and watch, because I would love watching like theater. And I remember that year I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Like, fuck everybody. I don't care. Everyone was calling me gay. I was like, I don't give a shit. I don't care about you. I'm going to go do what I want to do. And I remember getting the letter while I was in theater, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Because the first feeling that I had when I was on stage and I was memorizing scripts and I was there is like this feeling like, this is my life calling. This is the thing that I've always been good. And I remember like having like a That's So Raven moment, where like I went back in my eye and I'm like fucking like a Jimmy Neutron moment and being like, dude, this is the thing that I've always wanted to do, because I lived overseas in Jordan. I was born 2006, I moved overseas. And it was like a thing where like I know how to speak English because I was born in the States, but I moved overseas. Now I have to learn Arabic at once. So by the time that I learned how to speak Arabic, now I forgot to speak English. And like I couldn't academically get it to work while I was over there. But during that time, like I was so good at drawing to the point where like the teacher would like tell me to get up on stage and start like drawing in front of the class. Like when I was a kid, I did theater. When I did, like, it was like all about art. It was all about being in my room doing these things. I'm like, this is my nature. This is the thing that I've been developed as a kid to do. And I realized this is the only thing that I'm going to do. And I realized that I'm not going to go to school. I'm going to maybe look like I am so my parents can be okay with that. But I started to like audition. I started to do this, I remember like cold calling managers and being like agents that are out in New York that were Netflix agents and like calling them and like can hear like the freaking taxi cars in the background of New York. And I'm like, hey, my name is Nora and I'm trying to get signed. She's like, if you don't have a demo reel, which is basically like a montage of all your work, I'm not taking you seriously, hangs up in my face. I'm like, that's the only thing I'm going to do. But what I realized, this is my nature. Performance, memorizing scripts, the love of theater, performance, whatever. So the reason why I happen to be so good at sales is because the only reason I'm able to last in it, right? Yeah. Is because it's a dub step down from that, right? Like I know my life calling is to make movies, and that's why I'm in this industry, is to be able to take my learnings of all this stuff and take into the indie world where I can go bring money, recruit people, do all this stuff to make the movie. But like in sales, I have to memorize the script. In sales, I have to go talk to people. In sales, I have to like bring myself out to this stage. So it's like that is the reason why I happen to be successful. And the reason why a lot of people that can't, here's the thing that's so unfortunate, bro. I know I'm going off right now. People happen to have a lack of knowing what their passion is. That's an unfortunate thing in itself. Obviously, it comes from going and learning new things, trying new stuff, and that's like the thing that people need to do. But when you do figure out your passion, okay, now it's like sometimes you're in a situation where you can't do it full time. What is the thing that's one step down from that? You see what I'm saying? Like when we're watching Ford versus Ferrari, the dude that is freaking driving that car, what is he originally? I could be wrong, but I think he was a mechanic. I haven't seen it. Yeah, he's a mechanic. And you guys can take the example and plug into anything. Like he's a mechanic. This is the thing that he's doing. Like for that movie, for an example, what is that one movie where it's Matt Damon and that older dude that passed away? What's his freaking name, bro? His name is Robert Williams. Robert Williams? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you know that movie, but like that kid was a janitor at the school. But he's a very intelligent guy. So he's taken one step down from what it is in order for him to be what? To be able to move forward, not depressed, not sad. And be able to work to that point to where you're at. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. That I think is like the most important thing that a lot of people need to delve into, and be able to figure that out about themselves. Like, what is my spirit? What is my nature that my spirit can align with that, and allow me to be sustainable enough for me to move forward. And that's how you can become the next Steve Jobs. That's how you can become the next big thing, because you realize these people are just themselves, bro. They're just themselves doing that thing that they do. And, like, nobody can do it more than them because it's just them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, I love that. And, like, it's honestly, like, opening my eyes a lot. I'm like, what's, like, my passion? Because I feel like what I said earlier, I feel like you can find passion in anything. Like, if you get good at something, any video game you play, like, if you're too good at it, it's boring. If you can't play it at all, then it's just too hard. And, like, there's that medium of like flow state. So I believe that you can create that passion anywhere, but depending on your nature, it's harder some areas than other areas. So it's got me thinking, like, what is my passion? Obviously, there's the obvious things that everybody loves, like traveling, exercising, stuff like that. But it's really got me thinking.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I think it's a very intimate conversation. But like for me, dude, like I know that the biggest reason why I'm even doing this is because I want to make a movie one day, like to the point where it's like something like Marty Supreme or anything that Martin Scorsese has made. Like that is my goal, and I'm not in a rush because I can go do this shit while I'm like 30, and I'm okay with that. But steering the conversation off, what polite basically means effortless, easy going. You know, there's times like, for an example, like you're fit right now. You look like you just like woke up in it. Not in a matter where like you look like, no, it looks like you just effortlessly put it on.
Thank you.
Right. And like you just seem like for me, like the whole polite thing, it's like this thing where, and again, it draws back to my uncle, which is one of the biggest things that I've been able to come up with the word polite, is like he happens to be like this dentist that flies the Cessna on the side, super random, and he's like flying it down to like LA from Northern California to go eat like $1,000 burger and fly home. Like that's polite.
Yeah.
Like what would you say is like, what would you say is polite about yourself?
Polite about myself? Sometimes I struggle to talk about myself because I hate like boasting or.
To help you even like, what is polite to you?
I feel like polite is just the epitome of a man. Just like composed, grounded.
Yes.
Like you said, effortless, knowledgeable, just like an authority, humble, a lot of those things. I honestly...
A God-fearing man.
Yes.
Which is why one of the things that I like about you, that you happen to be like really like God-centered.
Thank you.
Like
You
it's one
too.
of the things that you happen to like really like stand on.
Yeah.
Like I really appreciate that.
I appreciate that about you too.
Hell
The
yeah,
conversation
bro.
that we had the other night.
I know we had a
Yeah.
great conversation,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know if we want to go too much into it, but you know, another thing that I wanted to bring up is like, speaking of like polite,
Yeah.
you know, like we happen to come into a place where we're making like a lot of money. It's super good. And year after year, this is like the industry, by the way, where you can go have like 100% growth. You can go make $100,000 and next year go make $200,000. A year after you go make $300,000, $400,000. It's just the byproduct of what this is. But one of the things that's been kind of not stalling me, but it's kind of been like stabbing me in the chest has been like this thing where, you know, we're living fast, we're doing all this cool stuff, we're experiencing like this very luxury A-list lifestyle, and it's like this thing, when are we gonna take the time to truly delve into God? And hear me out, like it's not this thing where, because here's the thing, with door to door, it's all about self-development, and you'll find yourself having like a really great routine. God is, for some people, is definitely involved within that morning routine, or speaking to God while you're in area, since that's the only person you could possibly talk to, right? But it's like this true thing where being able to put the anxiety, that good pressure that we happen to have, and being able to put full time for God. And I think that's by far like the most polite thing to do. And the reason for that is because like when I'm looking at a person, I say like they're truly polite. It's like this person, as you just said, like it's effortless, grounded humility, right? But I think one of the most important things is like having like this true understanding for God, because you know, everybody happens to connect to God. Everybody happens to connect to it, and we can never be able to debate or be able to compare or be able to put it on like a pedestal as far as everybody's like experiences they've had with God. But I think the most important thing about even being polite is not being ignorant and being able to look into other faiths. Not in a matter where like I need to go become like the next theologist, but like having in a place where like why is the thing that I have happen to be true? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that also go in like with what polite is. It's like, yeah, go do what you want to do. Fuck what your family says. I need to go do what my will is saying my nature is, right? But I think the whole concept of like maybe just even religion, even the concept of God, to a certain degree, like people just go by what they know simply because that's what they're brought up into. But I think it's like very hard for people to challenge that, since it happens to be their identity. You see what I'm saying?
And they're so comfortable with it that
Yes.
it's like, it feels like a betrayal, like going against it.
Yes, bro. And it's like throughout all this noise that we happen to have, when is it that you're going to be putting that time aside to be able to delve into that? You know what I mean?
And this is like, I think this is huge, because in this day and age, it is the nature of our like society, and everything right now is unintentionality. Like scroll on your phone, just go to work, just go with the flow. Don't ever take time to like sit down and intentionally ponder these things. Ponder why you're posting on social media. Ponder why your beliefs are true. And that's why people feel so lost, is because day over day, they don't take the time to know themselves, or to meditate, or to intentionally learn. And so they don't have these absolute truths. They don't have this absolute confidence. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy just to like, if you were just a default human being, the natural man, it's like you're going to scroll on social media. You're going to have, like, most men have a porn addiction. You're just going to have like a 9-to-5 job, and all of those things put together, you don't get to learn about yourself and know yourself. I feel like that's one of the most important things in this lifetime is challenging your beliefs and learning and taking intentional time to ask questions about whatever it is, finances, spirituality, religion, emotional intelligence, whatever. And that, like, day over day will build the person that you want to be.
Yeah.
So I think that's so important.
Yeah, dude, and I think this is like where it comes into is like going into the dark. Going into the dark is not a bad thing. Going into the dark is just a metaphor or just a saying for like really going and sitting by yourself and like really facing yourself. Like, what was like the moment for you where, you know, like you've had your experience with God, but it was something where like I want to understand this more. Like, when was it like the moment where you had like a really sincere relationship with God?
It was that one moment. So it was summer. I'm going for number 1. I'm like doubling number 2. I'm just completely enveloped.
You got number 1 though, right?
Yeah, I got number 1.
I can relate with you first year type shit.
Let's go. But it was middle of the summer, and I'm like involved in all these worldly things, right? I'm that guy that's just coasting, that is like lustful, that's addicted to his phone. I'm completely obsessed with work, putting my relationships aside. And there's got to a point where it was just like the depths. And I was like, what am I doing this for? Like, I felt the most unfulfilling moment that I've ever had. And I had a brief moment of fulfillment and like realization of that God is like the one to fill that hole. Obviously, my whole life, my parents have raised me to always be learning and like challenge things, look into things, ask questions. But that moment was really when I like learned and like connected with that identity of being like polite and like a man.
Yeah.
By like taking accountability and asking questions about God and developing a relationship with him and being intentional, because at that point in my life I was so unintentional and everything was just happening to me. Obviously I was intentional the way I was selling, but with every other area of my life I was just like letting it go. And obviously that was the season of my life, and that's why imbalance is so important, because I would never have learned that without that imbalance. But now I know to like intentionally like dive into things because of that moment of being in the dark.
Right.
Like just putting myself through hell by the imbalance of life, because everybody talks about balance, and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing. You're never going to grow.
Would you say like the moment that you've been able to like have like that experience is when you were in area by yourself? Like, you can't turn to anyone else, because I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like, you want to, as a man, you think that you're a man, but like door to door truly does bring you on your knees. It really does.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like, what was your experience? Because I'm gonna share mine right after yours. Like, what was like that moment to where you felt like you couldn't steer your head left to right except just up to God?
Yeah, I think it was after the doors.
Okay.
But it was after a hard day on the doors.
Okay.
Obviously. Yeah, I was just at night, and it's exactly what I explained. I'm like super unfulfilled, just like chasing pleasure, and that's exactly what it was. Like, everywhere that I had turned to, every solution that I like tried to look to fulfill is just blank after blank after blank. And then that's when I was forced, like you said, to look up to God to like fill that gap.
Wow.
So
yeah, I remember, because I've had a lot of testimonies with it, like even during my acting career. I feel like one of the biggest things that's even like got me so close to God is, at least one of the moments that like truly really sparked is, I remember in my rookie year, I had a lot of like really painful experience. Because here's the thing, man, like everybody that goes out and tries something, I know a lot of people are door to door going to be watching this, like, rookie, it's not clicking. Like, dude, me and him been able to like do some astronomical shit, which in my eyes I feel like I can do way more, but we've had this experience of like, it's not working. It's not working. I remember there was a period where I was selling consistently, and during this period I was selling consistently, this one day like I couldn't get anything. And I remember like I'm calling my manager, nobody's answering. I'm calling this person, who's not answering. I remember like wanting to text my dad, just didn't feel like the least path of resistance. And I remember I was curb sitting. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, like there's this hood is so fucking cooked. What the fuck am I gonna do? And I remember like sitting down and like looking up, and I'm like, wow, it's just like really just me, myself, and just like God. I remember like turning up and being like, please, like if you're there, please just show yourself. Like, I just need a deal. Like, I just need a deal. And if I get a deal, like, I promise you I'll be there for you all the time. And it's not something where I wasn't, but it's just like a moment of desperation. And I remember like picking back up, and within the place that I felt so unconfident, the place I felt so lost, the place I felt so down and dark and just like this pit of just absolute misery, got up where like the essence of confidence, but like not knowing what's going to happen, but just like this trust in him. And I remember like knocking like the next door. Lady opened the door. She's like, oh, Vivid? Man, I've been waiting for you guys. I'm like, whoa, this is nuts.
Yeah.
And I remember like after that, I was like, bro, like this is like this is not like just by chance. No. Like, this is truly, like, and the thing is, though, like, I've had multiple experiences where it's been able to get me to, like, this point of, like, realizing that it truly is God. And I think that's why a lot of people roam planet Earth where they do preach the word of God and they just happen to hold it on their chest so deeply. But that was, like, truly the moment for me. But, like, how did that moment butterfly into your life? Like, the butterfly effect into your life?
Dude, it changed everything. Like, the way that I look about things. What it did is it gave me an eternal perspective, because at that moment I was day to day. It's like, how do I fix this problem today in this time frame? Where if your focus is right here and your problem is this big, that seems massive in reference to how much space, like your point of view here. But by having that feeling from God and realizing like eternity and the true purpose of life and why I'm here and what my purpose is. Now my perspective is right here and my problem is right here. And it's like, that is such the smallest freaking problem ever compared to this whole like eternity, eternal salvation, whatever you want to call it, just life, looking over your entire life. It diminishes my problems. It keeps me aligned and it keeps me motivated. I feel like that's the biggest thing that it did to me, was just change my perspective on like the reality of how I see things. It's just really, most stuff just isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And that's why money just isn't, like, it's a tool. It's a great tool. And it opens up so much freedom, but it really isn't.
It's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
For sure. And you know what's kind of crazy about that? Like, the way that's been able to butterfly and affect into my life is like, you know, you have an experience like this. It gets you curious. So you start to delve more into your faith. Because again, like, everybody nowadays happens to have a spiritual experience with God. But the way that we've been able to be familiar with the term of God and all the things that come along with it is obviously within like scripture or whatever you want to call it in different religions and stuff. But obviously you get this experience, you get curious, you start to look further into it. And one of the biggest things that is preached within any form of religion, any form of faith, is that the concept of patience. And the reason why this is super important for everybody that's watching is like, the reason why patience is super important is because God, right, speaks in the language of life. And you'll notice that when God is speaking through the language of life, God is not just going to grant it all at once like that, right? It depends on the type of circumstance, because I remember I was telling you about the whole concept of like having very specific prayer with God and seeing how that manifests in itself. But it's like this concept where when you truly understand why patience is important is because, you know, like gave you this example. I want to be a rock star. Me and you want to start a band, which, by the way, your fucking music is sick as fuck, and I love it so much.
Gotta make some music.
He makes sick-ass music. You guys will see soon.
This guy does too.
But it's like this concept like, okay, we want to be rock stars, okay? If we and you wanted to be rock stars, we're talking about it. We're probably going to have like a 3-hour conversation. We grab out this high. Tomorrow we're going to go down to like maybe a record store. Maybe we're going to be listening to more music. So we're going to go to a record store. We're going to pick out some stuff. We're going to probably go back and forth for next week. Next thing you know, like we meet the person at the front desk. Next thing you know, we're showing him like this vinyl we're getting. He's like, oh, bro, I know how to play that. Oh, you're a drummer? Oh, word up. We start working and we start playing. Like, oh, cool. I don't like to freaking make cover songs. I want to make my own songs. All right, let's try this. Next thing you know, we try this. Next thing we go back to the freaking record store. We need to go buy a microphone. Realize this microphone's ass. Next thing you know, I realize realize Mr. Stevens likes this mic and makes him sound good on this muffled mic. Now he's spinning, now he's going off. Now we start going into this freaking type of indie rock, and they're like, oh, it sounds good for him. I'm not involved. And then we break off the band. I go do my thing, you do your thing. And it takes time, right? But God is speaking through the language of life to where it's not something where it comes all at once. It comes into little gadgets, right? Like if I need to go to war, we need to be warriors right now, okay? We need to go to war with Arizona for some reason, right? Yeah. What do I need? And let's say it happens to be an empty playing field. There's nothing there. We're going to need patience. We're going to have the full conviction and full faith in God, right? And it's going to be this thing where, like, God's going to give us, somehow as we're walking, we're going to find a body of armor. Boom, I have a body of armor. Next, like, this one fits me, doesn't fit you. We're still walking. Boom, we find a freaking, I don't know, like, some kneecap thing that's going to protect you. And it just fits your knee because your knee is, like, weirdly looking or some shit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's how it works. That's the mystery of life. And I think this is very interesting, right? Because a lot of people nowadays, I feel like God is the thing that exists, okay? And I feel like a lot of people are constantly trying to, for the people that are not looking truly into God, like they're looking for answers and they're finding things that go by the concept of what God's all about in different aspects. And what I mean by that is like the whole thing about manifestation. Manifestation is real. I totally believe in it. I think that it's real. But I do believe like that is a concept that comes from what we're talking about right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, for an example, nothing against the crystal girls, okay? Like when they're sitting there, they're charging their shit and they're doing all their stuff. Like they're close to the concept. They're close to what, like they're almost there, but they're not there. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think what I'm just trying to say is that truly applying this into your life, the answer that will be able to get you from point A to point Z truly on the correct way, the correct path is God. Because again, if you want to happen to have a stock to where it's like it's paying dividends and you know that's only going up, the only one that you want to go by is God, and I'll tell you why. Because if I'm going to go in any other direction and I'm just like not living by Him, and, you know, like some part of it where, like, I feel like there's no consequences to shit. So, like, a lot of people in door-to-door, right? Fucking scammers up the ass. They're all rinsing. Like, there's some pieces of shit out there. I'm being honest, bro, and I've seen it. And it's like this thing where, like, yeah, like, I'm going to go and sell this and not tell them about this. And, like, there's no consequence. Like, I'm going up. No, but everything, like, will come back at you. Like, I would rather do all clean deals. Do everything right by the book. Pay my taxes exactly how it should go. Do everything the way it should go. Because again, if I have this goal and I have this thing that I want to do, and I made a very specific prayer with God, which I'm gonna go into that after, but I made this agreement with myself that I'm gonna go. I may take longer during my period compared to somebody else going like this, but I'm doing it right. And this freaking skateboard railing that I'm going up by is stable. It's concrete. It's not some fucking bullshit ass rug that's like this and it's going up. No, it's steady. It's like this. And there's going to be periods where God may take it away from you, but again, that goes by what you asked for, bro. If I asked for something and you think that you're down here, you're only going to realize it's been like this entire time once you achieve. You're like, oh, that had to happen in order for me to get there. That breakup, that person I loved so much that I thought was going to be my wife, my husband, when it was taken away from me, that happened because I asked from that from the beginning. That's the thing that I wanted. But the only person that knows that is God. It's not me, because I'm limited, right? Human beings happen to be limited. We sleep. We need to eat. We need to do this and that. We're limited people, bro. We're not like these divine humans. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that is the thing that gets you successful. That is the thing that's polite. That is truly the thing that's polite. Yeah. But I want to go into something real quick, and I want to tell you about this. Okay. This goes for everybody. One of the best things that you guys can ever try is the concept of doing specific prayer, right? There's a lot of times when we go out and we face God or whatever it is, or even when you're manifesting. I'll give it to the people that don't really like have that relationship with God and they're going by manifesting. You know, like when you make very specific, intentional like prayers, or when you write down something specific, it comes true. But the thing is, it comes by you being certain. It comes by you knowing what you want to do, and it comes with like very specific intention. That is the thing that truly gets you like insane results. And I want you to try that. But like, have you had moments where like you've written something down where like a little testimony that you've had with yourself where, you know, like you made this prayer and it happened to come true?
Yeah, and I actually realized that when we were talking last time. I prayed for a girl to break my heart because I was like, I need some fuel right now. Like, I need some freaking push. And I totally forgot that I prayed for that. And a month later, I actually met a girl that broke my heart, and it was like devastating. It was one of the worst.
Devil in the red dress.
Yeah, no, literally. And I'm like, I didn't even realize that until we were talking. You were talking about that. That I forgot that I had prayed for that. But you know, you got to be careful what you wish for. But I believe it's given me like a lot of emotional resilience and just like knowledge about myself. So just like he was saying, it's like it taught me so much about relationships and like being independent. So,
dude, I truly believe that you're gonna go places in life.
Dude,
like I'm actually like rooting for you. I know, like, and that's another thing about social media is like when you're authentic, you're really putting yourself out there. Like when we first met, like it was truly like this thing where like I already knew you. Obviously, we had to like break the ice, but like once that was broken, like we were able to realize we had a lot of shit in common.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that you're gonna go places. Like you really do have your heart on your sleeve. You seem like you're very authentic. You bring yourself to the screen. You bring yourself to people. And like the fact that, you know, like your mom is involved with your content, like it just shows like a lot about yourself. Like your family happens to be like this. You're very loving, you know, like you're very like, I don't know, like I get this feeling that you'll be very like family oriented, like you care about people. And it seems like with what you're doing, like there's a really care. Like there's not like this thing where it's like the end all be all of like, I'm just trying to make money, like trying to eat it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I appreciate that. And I want to say the same for you because like you said, when we met, it's like I feel like we've already known each other and that I already knew you from your content. But when I met you, like what I thought is like, oh, I already thought you were like a good person from social media, that you were real, that you were authentic. But when I met you, you went even further from that with like your intentionality about learning about God and about like serving other people and being detached from the materialistic things of like this world. And I admire that a lot, and especially the brand that you're building and the places, like the message that you're conveying through that. I think you're one of the best people to represent like the word polite.
I appreciate
that brand.
Man.
So,
and I want to say this because we might be wrapping it up a little bit, but I wanted to ask you, what is a thing that you can tell? Because I feel like we gave a lot of good nuggets here. Maybe if we even ended it here, it could be enough. But maybe so we could be very specific and give some people a little task to do or leave them with something is, what would you say to somebody right now that's watching this, is already in door-to-door, that's already in sales, or maybe somebody that's not in sales? Like what is like the thing that you would tell them to where they can have like that drive, or maybe like that thing that would push them to maybe become like a top rep, or like to become super successful within the industry? Like what do you feel like is the blueprint that you have within your chest that you could share to them? That was a good question.
That was a great question.
You're welcome, brother. I'm trying to get better at this.
Thanks. That was great. To become a top rep, I think there's two things. Number one, it has to be who you are. Number two, you have to know what it looks like and why you're doing it. So something that's really helped me is a vision board. Like, obviously, top rep, you're going to make a lot of money. What are you going to do with that money? Why do you want to make that money? How's it going to affect your life? How are you going to feel? Asking yourself all those questions. I like actually creating a vision board, printing out pictures of like, I really want a yacht.
Nice. You better invite me on that yacht.
And a helicopter. So there's like stuff that I want. Obviously, there's pictures of like my future family, having a farm, riding horses, stuff like that. And just having that at the front of mind really helps a lot and helps with the why, because you can say why you want to do it, but all these things around you, just the distractions, pulling away from that's just like what happens, especially with this day and age. So having an actual put out vision board, but writing something that I call a personal declaration of actually taking the time to sit down and intentionally ask yourself, like, why am I on this earth first? Like, that's the first question. Like, what am I passionate about? What's my nature? Why do I want it? Writing all of that stuff down and reading it every single morning. Like, and when I'm talking about the identity of being a top rep, you write that in there. And you, at first, it's going to feel like you're gaslighting yourself because you're like, no, I'm not really that. Like, I'm not really the top rep. I just bagel last week. Or I'm not really this. But as you just gaslight yourself over and over and over and over, and you just pound it into your brain is chemically wired to start looking for those things and looking for proof and building that identity that that's who you are. But that all comes with action. So I think writing out like an identity of being the top rep and being that guy and reading it every single day, and then putting actual visuals and pictures to that and what that'll look like and what that'll do for you, bro, game over.
So I appreciate you for sharing that, bro. I wanna maybe get a little bit vulnerable. Like, what is like, and if you say something surface level, we're gonna dig deeper into it, but like, what would you say is like truly your why?
Yeah, I really want to provide for my family.
Okay.
I want to give my wife and my kids the life that they deserve.
Good.
I want to obviously have freedom. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy all that stuff. And I feel like I've had enough experiences with it that it drives me because I've had some really good times traveling. And so that pulls me forward, and just giving back to like my parents.
I love that. I want you to go deeper.
Okay.
What is like, okay, family, support. What is the true why behind that why?
I think just like any top performer, I think a lot of the drive comes from insecurity.
Sure.
So I feel like I was always like grew up with an insecurity that like I wasn't enough, and then I need to prove myself in some way, and then I need to provide for my family or like give something. I think that's a huge part. Like just being completely honest and vulnerable is like, it's not just like I'm some just amazing person that wants to provide for their family. It's like honestly deep down I'm just insecure that I feel that I have to provide that to be enough or to be like valuable to my wife or my kids.
Yes.
Obviously it's like your responsibility as a man to do that. And I feel like a calling from God, and there is like this fulfilling real part to that why of like why I want that. But in all reality, it's just been so ingrained in my subconscious that like I need to prove something, I need to be something, I need to do something. And I think about that a lot.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned family, you mentioned insecurity. If you don't mind sharing, because I feel like this would help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Go deeper. Why? What is the insecurity? And this is where like I feel like it's very important because again, dude, like having your heart on your sleeve, because I'm going to be sharing exactly why, what I'm doing. Because I'm going to say this, I could say the same thing. But family, say insecurity, but what is that root? Like, where does that come from? What is the real why?
It's a great question. And I honestly don't know if I know the answer to that question. Because the way that I think about it, I mean, like I said, I'm a very linear thinker. So it's like I had a good experience with this. Like I had a good experience traveling. I had a good experience seeing somebody with a like fulfilling life and a wife. And so like that's reason for me to chase that.
Like where does this stem like from your maybe childhood or something that happened to you where you were like I never want to feel that again.
Yeah.
I never want that to happen again.
I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, growing up, I wasn't bullied, but I was made fun of. You're probably in the same boat. It's like, obviously, doing anything, you're going to have people that think you're weird and call you out and, like, people that hate you. But I feel like, honestly, my life, it comes from a lot of insecurity just deep down. But it's a lot of pulling instead of pushing. Like there is that like pushing insecurity, but it's hard to explain the fulfillment and the depth of feeling that I felt from doing certain things, like serving others, helping others, seeing and feeling what others feel when they have a family, when they have a wife, when they have a life. That's like, it's just like a drug that I'm chasing.
Do you feel like, I mean, for somebody that wants to be a top rep, because you're not like a regular dude, you were the top rep, like was there a time where you weren't top at anything?
I feel like that's just always been my identity. Like, even thinking back to elementary school, I was the freaking fastest kid out there.
Word.
And that's why I feel like it's just like a habit for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I believe so much in that like personal declaration, because ever since I was a kid, just prided myself on being the best at wall ball, foursquare.
There we go.
Fastest kid. But that's why I feel like I was blessed with great parents and just great opportunity and circumstances that is giving me just the best foundation to build off of. And like, that's just my nature, right? I feel like my nature is to serve, my calling is to serve, and to be something just massive and huge. Like, that's always just pulled me. And I feel like if I'm not that, I'm letting so many people down and myself down.
Who are you letting down, though?
Myself. I'm letting God down. I'm letting my future family down.
Okay.
Like, that's like what I'm put here to be. And if I don't fulfill that, it's like, why am I here then? Like, that's, like, I've literally felt like God tell me, like, you are here to do something massive. And I don't know what it is yet,
right,
or like how I'm going to get there, but that's what pulls me a lot, is the avoidance of that feeling that I am not like fulfilling that.
Yeah.
Which once again comes down to the identity, because like that's my identity. That's who I believe myself to be. Like, that's the story I tell myself. So that's why I believe that's so important.
Yeah.
And like nailing the identity in, because then that's just like it almost feels imbalanced if you're not.
Right.
But
yeah, I really appreciate you for sharing that.
Thanks.
I'm gonna
appreciate you for asking that.
Of course,
I've never,
bro.
like,
I wanted to just put this out here. Like, one of the biggest things for me, and I think this is an exercise for everybody, is like, you know, with everything that we've watched, everything we've talked about, everything you guys have been watching, is like, we gave you guys a bunch of nuggets, but in reality, this is by far the most important thing. Like, for me, okay, why? Doing it for my family, doing it for my future family. Okay, doing it because I want to be whatever. Underneath that, insecurity. Okay, underneath that is because I feel like I've never wanted anything, and I feel like every time, like when I was a kid, there were aspects in myself where, you know, like I felt like I was dumb, like truly stupid. And I remember, like, when I was overseas, like, one of the biggest things, like, in, like, Arabian countries, and you'll realize that when people come overseas here, like, they are outlapping everybody academically. But the biggest thing is, like, you have to be, like, a doctor. You have to be, like, the next big thing that has the best grade, best GPA, best college. And I remember when I was in school, I remember, like, my mom having me tutor this person. And I didn't know how to speak Arabic all the way, but I understood what they were saying. I remember, like, the first person, they'll be like, yeah, I don't know, like, nothing's clicking with him. Okay, cool. My mom put me through 7 different people. And it got to a point where my mom was, like, crying, dude, and, like, looking at me like I'm, like, this hopeless kid. And obviously, like, that, gone to different places, but my biggest why is because I never want my mom to ever feel like that or to cry because of my performance, because of how I am. And I know that she happens to have, like, this place in her heart where the reason why, it's not because she wants me to be these things. It's not because she wants me to be a doctor. No, it's because it's like this worry about me. It's this worry about me, like, is my son going to be okay? Is my son going to be something? Is my son going to be able to provide for himself? Is he going to be somebody who's going to be able to be good on his own? Like, is he going to be okay? And the reason why I have a lot of empathy for that, because, you know, if I had a kid and I had, like, maybe the generational curses of whatever, like, they've been brought up into, I would think the same. I'm like, all I know is that successful people go to college, okay? Successful people are doctors. Okay, successful people can provide for their family, et cetera, et cetera. And when I see that she happens to feel like that, I'm like, I never wanted to make it feel like that. And I remember in my rookie year, like, I remember there would be so many times, bro, where I'm just tearing up on the way back, tearing up on the way to area because I'm just revisiting that why. I'm revisiting that moment to where it's like, I never want her to ever experience it. And the way that I would look at that, let's say like I'm competing with you hypothetically. We're going for this number 1 spot, and this is the thing that I'm doing. I'm like, you know what, dude? Like, this kid, I'm not going to let you take my fucking will away from me. You winning, in my mind, is you letting my mom cry. And you bet your fucking ass that you're not going to let my mom cry. And you're like, and again, because obviously, like in a world, I don't think she would cry if I got second place. But in my head, I'm like, you're not taking that shit away from me. There's no fucking dot, no iota that is gonna make my mom feel like that. You're gonna take my will away from me. Now, when it comes to everybody watching, when you're delving into the dark, when we're delving into experiencing about learning about your nature, when you're trying to experience what aligns with your spirit, this all comes from you sitting intimately within your room. Maybe it can be something where you're journaling. Now, think about this, Mr. Stevens. If you're sitting down, bro, and you're writing down in your journal what you're trying to do, and you wrote this down, and you probably teared like a single teardrop on your freaking journal on that specific word that you wrote with your nice date on the top, the date of the week, and you wrote this, and you're competing, or you're trying to become like the next, trying to create the biggest app out there, and we happen to be in this capitalistic society where it's all about competition, you're really going to let another person take what you wrote down so intimately away from you? No. Fuck no. That's what fucking moves people. That's what moves the top fucking people out in the world. Think about Michael Jordan, for an example. The thing that pushed him so much. I don't know if it gets to do with somebody dying in his family, but like the dude, it wasn't about basketball, bro. Like it was something else that was fueling him. It was some like he was hurt, bro. Kobe Bryant, like that dude, like when you hear about him, he was a great basketball player. He's not a cool person to hang around with because like he's obsessed. There's something else that's driving him, right? We can look into a lot of people out there. Like there's like this thing where it really draws into like their childhood, something that happened to them. Like Mike Tyson, bro. Like that dude wasn't going on there to just win. No, he was there to take your fucking life, bro. Yeah. But where does that come from? It comes from like an experience of he doesn't want to feel that again. He's running away from it, right? And that comes into another concept. Therapy is, I know your dad's a therapist. Yeah. Therapy is good, but sometimes it's not, because sometimes you don't need to heal that just yet. You can go heal that thing when you fucking win. When I win, I'll go heal that because I already won. I'm already living on the mountain. I'm already living on my wealth. And now I can go maybe remove that. But right now I need that fire. Right now I need that shit because it's the thing that's pushing me to another dimension that I didn't even know that fucking existed.
Dude, I freaking love this. And I talk about this all the time. It's okay to use your insecurities as leverage and as fuel. A lot of people talk about balance and going to therapy and just living like this. All of my cups are filled. No, it's okay to get a couple of those cups and like just overflow one, because like it's the only way you're gonna break barriers, and that you're gonna, like, you have to use those insecurities. If you think about anybody that's done anything great or that's helped tons of people, the reason you're going out and doing extra and doing more is to make up for a lack of somewhere, which is some insecurity. Where like if you go back to your mom, like crying, you're making up for the lack of like confidence in, like not confidence in your ability, but you're making up for the lack of, I can't find the word for it, but you get what I'm saying. You're smelling what I'm stepping in here. There's anybody that's ever done anything great is to make up for the lack of, whether that's worthiness, whether that's like feeling enough, whether that's like going from dumb to smart. You never want to feel dumb again, right? You're making up, because if you had everything and you were completely secure in yourself, there would be no reason to go out and risk and to go do more. Obviously, like there's things that pull you rather than push you, but if you were completely secure and you didn't need anything, like life would be boring. You'd have all the answers and you wouldn't need to do anything. So it's like, it's so important that you realize there's seasons to your life. There's seasons of imbalance. There's seasons of insecurity, and that is completely fine. and you take that insecurity, you become aware of it, and you intentionally use it to become great.
Yeah, and like, and here's like to give you guys a better understanding of what this can possibly do for you. Like, think about like David Goggins for an example. Mm-hmm. Like, you got David Goggins, okay? Shit fucking diet, zero fucking plan, zero like gadgets, zero nothing. The dude is running, okay? Then we got like a dude maybe that's going a raw dog or running man, whatever, okay? The dude's got like the best shoes on. The dude's got like the best electrolytes. Dude's got the best plan. The dude's got the Oakley glasses. The dude's got the nice fucking Nike dry fit compression shirt, okay? And you compare the both, right? There are people in the world that when you have your why, when you align with your spirit, when you're going by what you're supposed to be doing, you'll find yourself that if your diet was just drinking Mountain fucking Dew, you'll be getting 1,000 steps ahead than that person that's being very systematically trying to go by a non-seed oil diet. The thing is, you guys need to understand is you're working backwards when you're doing that, right? Because like look at the dude that when you go to the gym, for an example, what do you think about those dudes that like put on like the gloves and that? It's so fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, what I'm trying to get to is like, that comes after, okay? It's like when you happen to have the why, when you happen to have the reason, now you're fucking doing it. Now, in order for me to be sustainable, I gotta maybe do some electrolytes here so I can keep going forward because my body's limited, okay? I'm fucking doing it. Maybe now I should like get some better shoes. But the thing is like working the other way around. Does it work? Yes. Because sometimes having skin in the game, it does work. Like we talked about like courses and stuff. Like that can help other people than other people. Then you have another person that instead of them buying the course first to light the fire underneath their ass, like they already have that drive where they're learning everything on YouTube. They're going and doing all this shit. Then they're getting that because they need that little gadget to move forward. And I think that is the thing that is so fucking important during anybody's experience for whatever that you want to do in order for you to be successful. Because it's like, not everybody's, and like this blueprint doesn't really go towards you being like the next biggest CEO. I feel like everybody that's on here is like us where they do want to become that, or this can help you do that. But your spirit or whatever it is can align with something that may seem basic to others, but you may be fulfilled and nobody can do it better than you. But I just think that it's just so interesting in how like everything works nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like I've even like gone played into that as well with like other things in my life where, you know, I'm not a runner, you know, so like I'll find myself maybe getting shoes so I can get bought in like that tool can be used for their concept. But like when you use that for everything, you're just going to be some soy boy, bro. Yeah. Straight up.
Just that guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not like truly, bro, have you ever seen like those guys that have like fucking retard strength, farmer strength? They're not wearing like the best shoes. Yeah. They're not wearing the best gear, but they'll outrun you. They'll do anything, and they're like smoking a cigarette, and they're fucking like, do you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
That's the thing that we're trying to tell you guys about. That's the thing I'm trying to like enlighten everybody about. Like, how do we figure that out? How do you live by you? Because that is truly the most polite thing that you can ever do. And this will solve your problems within all concepts of your life, within dating, within fucking relationships, business ships. Like you truly delve into that, you'll be the most vibrant, most effortless, most contagious, most vibrant person in the room where everybody wants to be like you. That is polite. That is the thing that everybody should strive for. And Steven's brother, you are fucking polite.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you for being here, dude. I think that's pretty much it. Do you want to tell anybody anything, man?
No, dude, I freaking appreciate you for watching this far because that was a long podcast. And
yeah.
Anybody that's on here is a freaking G, so.
This was a good pod.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave them? You want to say one last thing to them? Anything that you can say?
Yeah, just take time and sit with yourself. Like that's the one thing I want to say. Just go take time, breathe, sit with yourself, and ask yourself questions.
Is there like from your scripture that you believe in, do you have like any like maybe some like a line from scripture that you want to give out to everybody?
Just this one, that I love so much. It's be still and know that I am God.
Beautiful. I appreciate you for that, man.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens.
Anytime, dude.
You're the
Thanks for
G,
having me
bro.
on.
And if you guys are watching this, follow the boy. We're going to have his Instagram down below. Follow him. There's a lot. He puts out a lot of cool stories, and he's doing. If you guys live in if you guys live in Utah, he does a bunch of Murphs, so he invites a lot of people to do. And if you guys are watching this, subscribe down below. We're gonna have this on Spotify, and I think that's pretty much the only thing we're gonna do. And we love you guys. And if you guys have any questions, you guys would like to talk to him, DM him. He'd love to speak to you guys. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out and let us know what next guest that you guys want to have on the Polite Talks. And you guys, before we sign out, it's always right, and it's always light, and it's always fucking polite. Give me one time, brother.
Let's go.
Pleasure.
Damn,
that was fire.
I said I could take you somewhere, anywhere you please.